Hey guys, welcome back to Chomp Chomp Chewy, and today we're going to make something I saw online, which is a very complicated way of making a kind of amalgamation of a sunny side up egg. So here we go. Now the first thing you're going to need to do is apparently toss an egg from one hand to the other and act like an acrobat before cracking them and putting them in your bowl. And then another part of this actual recipe I saw was that for some reason they took a bottle and removed the egg yolks, which I thought was kind of interesting and, well, a little unnecessary, to be honest with you, because it's much easier just to separate the egg yolks with your hand like you normally would. Anyway, saw it, had to try it. Kind of cool, but a little gimmicky. Next, grab a whisk. And yes, for me, I prefer an electric one because, well, speed is a factor for me. And that being the case, I'm going to speed this up so you don't have to watch me beat to egg whites. And then when they get to a nice little peak, as you can see there on the whisk, then they're done. And we'll be ready to move on to the next phase. However, before we do that, make sure and clean any of the egg whites off your shirt. Okay. Next, I'm going to grab a baking tray, and I like to cover it with a Silpat simply because of ease of cleanup and few things will actually stick to it. Then I'm going to take my meringue, I'm going to form them into little clouds, if you will, right? And this process did take a few more minutes than I expected, but you'll notice in the background there, I do have my oven preheated to 350, and once I get these things formed up, then I'm going to pop them in the oven for right around 3 minutes. Now let me fast forward this because, well, there's no sense in you having to watch me form these things. I think you get the drift. All right, so while that's going on, they're in the oven. I'm going to get my bread ready. And this is super simple. This was actually a really nice little rosemary roasted tomato that that we'd made over in Kitchen Bravo. And so kudos to Keisha over there. It was a little leftover, little salt, pepper. Use a spatula to flip it. These things will get hot, as heat has a tendency to do. But hit both sides with a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, and you'll be good to go. And then we wait. But while those are browning, we pop these guys out of the oven, and what you'll notice is that they did puff up just a little bit more, and they didn't quite turn brown yet, and that's exactly what we want, because now we're going to go in with the egg yolks. And the spoon isn't the ideal way to do this, obviously, because, well, I broke that one, in case you didn't notice. So just pour them right into the little pocket you made there and get them back in the oven. Again, for about 3 minutes at 350, you'll be good to go. Hey, look, our toast is done. Perfect. Now you'll notice the brown color we have here on the eggs, and that's what we're looking for. And whereas I originally thought it was going to be 3 minutes, it ended up being 4 because I wanted that brown and I wanted the egg yolk to be perfect. And I just grabbed a little fish spatula here, pulled it right off, and carefully, because I don't want to deflate it, but it's pretty firm, and just pop it right there on your plate. Add a little salt and pepper and dig in. The egg yolk was perfectly cooked, and the texture of the egg whites was really pretty interesting. It wasn't what I expected, so it was really good, actually. Much more complicated than it needed to be, right? If you're just going to chuck it in the pan, but that's what we do. We're testing out the recipes, and I would say this one was a success. It was quite delicious. So instead of you watching me eat this,